Remember just a couple of years ago when AI prompt engineer was talked about as the job of the future? AI essentially eliminated that job before it ever became a thing. That's how fast this is moving. On this episode of Rock School Proprietor Podcast, Mandy and I are getting practical about AI, specifically how we're using it in our lesson studios. We're talking about training AI on what already works for you and the traps to watch out for when AI makes it very easy to add things to your business that don't actually make it better. Because sometimes the smarter move is to refine what you already have, not add something new. Stay tuned. I want to talk real quick about instructor training. Training is incredibly time-consuming, and it's actually something I used to avoid because of it. I'd hire a new guitar instructor and basically cross my fingers, hoping for the best. That strategy, or lack of strategy, just wasn't sustainable. My goal now is providing staff with the right tools to teach effectively and feel confident. When I published Complete Guitar Strumming, I did all the hard, time-consuming work in the front end. Along with the book, I've created a free instructor companion guide and training videos to help new instructors learn the material quickly and teach with confidence. These are the exact same training tools I use, and anyone using the book gets access to them. So you don't need to spend hours training your guitar instructors. I've done the heavy lifting for you. Visit rockschoolproprietor.com/book for all the details. Welcome to Rock School Proprietor Podcast. My name's John Kozicki.
And I'm Mandy York.
And we're going to talk about AI today, Mandy.
Yay.
How are you feeling about that?
Oh, you know it's my favorite topic. Oh,
said sarcastically.
Totally. Yes. It's just there's such a love-hate relationship. I don't think I really know how to feel about it yet.
Do you feel like, I'm just really just exploring here. Do you feel like you should feel more comfortable with using AI, or do you feel like you're like, because I mean, you've told me you do not use it much.
Mm-mm.
Do you feel like maybe you're falling behind? I don't know. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but how are you feeling about it?
No, yeah, that's really interesting because I have always considered myself to be a pretty tech savvy person. You know, I can utilize spreadsheets. I build a website. I all the things, like I can figure stuff out pretty well, and I use technology to my advantage in business and in life. So I would say, I guess, that this is the one place that I have not dug in, I have not explored, I don't use regularly. So for once, I do kind of feel behind the times. That's strange. That's a strange feeling for me to have.
I think it's because when we talk about AI, and I should also frame, at least my purpose for this conversation is how we can use AI in our businesses more on the management and maybe administrative side. Mm-hmm. We've done episodes on like, how will AI change music lessons, like the act of giving music lessons and education and that side of it. I'm not so much going into that, I think, with my thought processes here. Mm-hmm. But I will say that the AI changes things so rapidly and is changing so rapidly. Mm-hmm. I do understand how it is possible to feel behind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Perfect example. Remember a couple of years ago, I mean, maybe not even a couple of years ago, but the speculation was, the idea of being a prompt engineer is a viable future career for someone. Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And that is not a thing anymore. That AI eliminated that job even before it became a job.
Yes. Weird to think about that.
And that, I think, is how fast everything is changing. So I don't think you're alone. I've felt a little behind with AI at times too. And I don't remember which episode number it was, but when I spoke with Brian Carrion about his use of AI, and he's using Claude and linking it with his studio management software, and like he's got all these integrations. And I was like, oh my gosh, is that what we're going to have to do? And more power to Brian, because he's making it work for him in a great way. And that's a good episode to listen to if I think someone is a little bit more tech savvy.
Mm-hmm.
But I also want to approach this more from a perspective of maybe the rest of us, I guess.
Yes. Yeah.
If that makes sense.
That's what I need. Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. So maybe I also listened to one of our previous episodes, and which was about AI, episode 33, future-proofing music lessons in an age of AI. So we released that one in January of 2025. We're recording this about a year and a half later.
Yeah.
And I would say things have changed drastically since then.
Mm-hmm.
That one, I remember I was feeling kind of more in a dark place when we recorded that one. I don't know if you remember that.
Oh, yeah, I remember. Yeah.
And I think where that kind of darkness was coming from was more about, man, if we go online and everything is fake,
yeah,
what good is it?
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Where's the human touch and what's real anymore? For sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think it might be worth, I listened to that this morning, just kind of in prep. So I think if any of this resonates with listeners, then I think that might be a good reference point too, because I do think what you just said, the human touch and what we advocate for in our businesses, the human interaction and like all these things that are
community. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All these things that are human.
Yeah.
I think still become more and more valuable. But we've said all of that before. So quick references. In prepping for this, I found a Pew Research study from 2021 to 2025, how Americans view AI and its impact on people and society. It says U.S. adults are generally pessimistic about AI's effect on people's ability to think creatively and form meaningful relationships. 53% say AI will worsen people's ability to think creatively, compared to 16% who say it will improve this. 50% say they're more concerned than excited about the increased use of AI in daily life, up from 37% in 2021. So I think when you go online,
mm-hmm.
Can you identify stuff that's AI, do you think, for the most part?
I feel like it's getting harder.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's definitely some stuff. And what's funny? My kids do it. They'll say like, "Oh my gosh, Mom, that's totally AI."
Mm-hmm.
Generated. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all around us.
Which is viewed as a negative.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
When your kids say, "Oh, that's AI."
Yes. They're saying
or
it.
when we see something and we're like, "I think that's AI." We sort of write it off as a negative.
Mm-hmm.
All of this, I think, is important when we consider how to use AI in our businesses. Agree? Disagree?
Agreed. Yes. No.
Yeah.
I would agree with these statistics that you put out.
Yeah, because it all suggests that there's a growing wariness
mm-hmm.
about AI. But at the same time, like it's also sort of known everyone's using it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, everybody, for sure. Yeah.
Except maybe you.
Not so much. Yeah.
I did want to share a funny story about my daughter to put things in perspective. She's a new driver, as you know,
mm-hmm.
and she had her license for about a week. And my wife was out of town, so I was single parenting for that week with the kids, and my daughter was driving herself to and from school, and she had practice after school. And I think I want to say it was, I got a text from her that day. "Hey, I'm almost out of gas."
Mhm.
And I was like, okay, what does that mean? And she's like, oh, 30 miles until empty. And I thought, okay, well, you can still drive home. We'll take care of this. Because she also didn't have any money, right?
Mhm.
She's like, I'm out of gas. I don't have any money. You can drive home. We'll take care of this when I get home from work. So I'm on my way home from work and she calls me. I need $10. I'm at the gas station. I'm like, okay, what happened to our plan?
Yeah.
She said, well, I was really worried that I would just run out of gas. So I drove to the gas station, which was the opposite direction from where we live. So she's now further away.
Yes.
And then I said, well, okay, I thought it was 30 miles before you were out of gas. How, well, like, what happened? How did you get that info? She said she took a picture of the gas gauge, put it in ChatGPT, and asked how far she can drive before she's out of gas.
Oh my gosh. Like, the fact that she even thought to do that is wild to me. It wouldn't
Mm-hmm.
like, that's for some, younger generations, it's like a first thought. Well, I'll just
But
ask.
also, I don't know how wise that is.
Well, no. Yeah. Right.
So there was a little bit of a learning experience there. Maybe not the
Yes.
best use case for AI,
Mm-mm.
right? But yeah, so that speaks to that worry about people being able to think creatively
Mhm.
and maybe critically, I think.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Just plugging it in instead of asking the expert or, like you said, thinking critically, like,
Yes.
don't our cars usually tell us too how many miles?
They
That's what I
do.
go by.
She didn't see that in the car. A new driver, right?
Yep. Aw,
Not sure where to find that information.
it's so funny.
Okay, so then the big question is, well, what can we do as music school owners, as music lesson providers? How can we use AI effectively, maybe to speed up processes efficiently in our businesses? Because, yeah, it's almost like there's no end to what we could do with AI,
Mhm.
but like, what should we do? There's a little bit of overwhelm.
Mm. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, will you tell me how you are using AI right now? Because I really wanna know.
Yeah. I think we talked a little bit about how you use it.
Yeah.
And I think the go-to for a lot of people in our situation is marketing materials, like
Copy.
copywriting,
Mhm.
image creation, maybe,
Mm.
right?
I stay away from that, but yeah,
Yeah.
I can see that.
I generally stay away from the image creation stuff too, for the most part. Copywriting, because it takes a lot of time.
Yes. Mhm.
And when you
I'm
see how quickly, sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, like, I'm not a writer, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, one way I use it is in my newsletters. If I'm, writing a blurb, for my newsletters that I put out every week, like, I could take a really long time, and I'll take a really long time writing a short article, going back and editing, and I can plug my draft into ChatGPT and have
Mm-hmm.
it polish it for me,
Yeah.
and even take that as a second draft and take what ChatGPT gives me and clean it up even more, give it my own voice. So it saves so much time. Like,
Sure.
how can I not do that? Because the content is still mine. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
asking it to, write an article about this. I'm saying, here's my writing, polish it.
Yeah. I think that's a smart use case.
Mhm.
Going back to the idea of copywriting and marketing, this is like, those are very public facing aspects of our business.
Mhm.
So if we are still living in this world, which, I mean, we are, where people are wary of AI and quick to write it off. If they're like, if I'm reading something and I'm like, this is so AI,
Yeah.
I write it off. You know, it's
Totally.
like
It's
there's
turn off.
like, yeah, I don't want to interact with that. I don't want to engage with it because it doesn't feel authentic.
Mm-hmm.
And I know both of us were very big into that authenticity, building trust with our clients and our community. So I think you're using it in a good way where you're saying, okay, here are my ideas. Can you create a draft? Then you read it with a discerning eye and you make edits. So even that like is going to save some time.
Yeah. To me, that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
That's what I want AI for, to save me.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Good job. Good job on that. So I think that is the trick. Like if you're using AI for writing copy or editing your copy, before you push it out there, you don't want it to look like it was written by AI. Because someone who reads it and interprets it as AI, that's a bad look.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think that it can sow distrust, right?
Mm-hmm.
You put something out there, and then people are going to be skeptical the next time they see something from you.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yes, I think so. I'm sure there's like a confirmation bias though. And what I mean by that is I'm sure there's been plenty of things that I've read online and I didn't know that they were in some way written by AI.
Yeah.
Or helped along with AI.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know about those cases, right? Because I didn't recognize them as AI. And I think but that's the sweet spot. That's probably the place we want to be if it comes to writing.
Yes.
Yeah. So things that I've done, at least when it comes to writing. One, I've trained AI on my writing style.
That is cool.
And I've like uploaded like 20, 30, 40, 50 samples of my writing so that it can learn how I write. But I have noticed even doing that, it still doesn't get it totally right. It gets it closer. I still have to go in and I still have to edit. And there's still a lot of stuff that for me, it hasn't been just that simple. Like, here's a bunch of my writing, write this thing for me, and then good to go. It hasn't worked for me. I mean, if other people have done that, great. It doesn't work for me. I end up giving it a lot of feedback also so that it can hopefully learn. Jury's still out on whether or not it is learning from my feedback, but I sort of view it as an ongoing thing. But yeah, it gets it close, but then I still have to make adjustments and still have to make edits. Another use that I've found in terms of writing that's been helpful is if I like for social media copy, like
so tedious.
It's so tedious, right? We're like slaves to this. Well, you got to post this many times and blah, blah, blah. And like,
totally.
Right. It's like this recipe for like, no one wants to do that, right? No one wants to do it. We feel forced into it because that's what the algorithm is telling us we have to do. And we are slaves to it. So like, all right, well, maybe let's use AI for that. But then the rub is like, well, are people just going to know that this is AI? It's like this weird vicious circle. But one of the things I've done is I've taken some old social media posts and said, hey, give me 2 more versions of this written slightly different, or give me a play on this that focuses on this aspect rather than that aspect. So there's a jumping off point in context. I've found that generally I still have to edit again before it is to the point where I feel like, yes, I can use this, but that's another thing that I've done.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really smart.
I don't know if it's saving time.
I mean, but if you're getting like you said, you're getting multiple versions of your message. That's saving time,
Yeah.
right? That is saving time. I like that idea. I would try that. And honestly, I don't know that things are changing rapidly, but I'm never going to put something out without probably making some tweaks before I do.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the way
Yeah.
it is. Yeah.
Yeah. And we've spent a lot of time talking about the copywriting, because I do think that because of how these LLMs work, it's sort of geared toward generating language, right? Generating copy. So I do think a lot of people are using it that way. Where I've been able to, I think, save time and effort in areas that are not marketing related are more fact-based things
Okay.
that generally just I kind of don't care as much about in terms of the hitting an emotional trigger with a reader, like job postings or job descriptions, instructor agreements, studio policies. These would all be updates. I mean, I suppose you could source those things too. Hey, give me like a job description for a guitar instructor, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I've not tried it. I suppose you could do that. That I think is a time saver, because again, it's not necessarily going to be something that someone reads and is critical about, like, wait, you're trying to trick me. This is written by AI in this job description, right?
It doesn't take a creative touch for these things, right? You don't need to be creative. You need to, like you said, they're just fact-based documents. Yeah. That's very smart. I like that.
So that's been, in terms of the writing thing, that's been one of the time savers for me. Analyzing data. Did you know?
Yeah.
Did you know that you can analyze data in ChatGPT or Claude?
I mean, I know that, but I don't know how. I have not. I'm a spreadsheet girl. You know, like I analyze and manipulate spreadsheets to get the data that I'm looking for. What do you do with ChatGPT?
Well, for the record, I don't use ChatGPT. I use Claude, but
okay. Excuse me.
Yeah. So I've used it. Now this takes a little bit of work on the front end when I did this, but I used it to show me what I was spending time on. Like for 2 weeks, I was like, all right, well, what are the tasks that I'm doing over this 2 weeks? And so I just created a spreadsheet and tracked it. And then I said, what am I spending the most of my time on? Where can I delegate some of these tasks that maybe are taking up time that I could otherwise be using for other things, like that. I found it sort of insightful, because day to day, at least in that case for me, I found that day to day, I didn't necessarily realize how much time I was spending on certain things until you have a couple of weeks of data to look back on. And I suppose I could have sifted through that by myself, looking at the spreadsheet and figured it out, but let the computer do it.
Right. That's kind of cool. It's like hiring Claude to be your business consultant. Right?
Yeah.
Great.
Other cases that I've used just yesterday, I was just for fun, I was analyzing download data for the podcast. Yeah. Like, what insights can you show me? Here's all the download stats. And I mean, it was interesting. I'm sitting with it still, so I'm still not sure how useful that is for me at this point, other than like knowing. But yeah, that you could do that. I suppose I haven't tried this, but I mean, you could analyze when are my busiest times of the year? What have you pulled data from your email campaigns and said, like, all right, what is resonating with people? I don't know.
You
You could do stuff like that.
Yep. I pull data to look at, like, who hasn't registered in a semester or 2, right? So that I can
Mhm.
try to reach and bring people back in, or who is, like, a summer family. They always come during the summer,
Oh, yeah.
right? I kinda analyze that so that I really kind of target those people when we're getting ready for summer registration and get them back in. And, yeah, that's just me, like, exporting data, sorting it, and figuring out on my own. I'm sure I'm sure AI could do it a lot faster for me. That's a good way I could
Yeah.
use it. Mhm.
Maybe find some insights that you're not thinking of too.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
S
Who was in a young, early childhood program, but might be and hasn't been in class for a while, but would fit into a K through second program. Like, show
Mhm.
me those people,
Sure.
because I'm really all about, like, analyzing the data to send, like, very specific, like, targeted emails and touches to those people,
Yeah.
and yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You could do that. Another thing that I found super useful is when we plan concerts for my studio, there's a lot of moving pieces. We're
Mhm.
talking about like groups of kids. Some kids have siblings in other bands and other groups. Some kids have siblings in the same band. We try and coordinate that so, they're playing maybe back to back. And it's a huge thing, right? And
Yeah.
I found it really helpful. Like I've created over the years, I've created a spreadsheet to help me with that task. Manually, it's very hard.
Oh, yeah.
I've used I've used AI to look at that spreadsheet and give me unique formulas that otherwise I'm not an Excel expert, right?
Mhm.
I'm sure like Excel whiz kids could look at these things and say like, "Oh, we need this formula right here to give you this output that you want."
Yeah.
But base level, I think most of us are like, okay, we know how to do auto sum, we know how to do like the basic math functions.
Yeah.
It helped me do some really complex spreadsheet calculations. And I've now got that work down to like what used to take me maybe a couple hours to plan. Now I can do it in like 20 minutes.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Totally worth it. Cool.
So, I honestly wouldn't have been able to do it on that spreadsheet without someone who knows Excel really well
Mhm.
or getting this info from AI. So,
Yeah. I like it. I like it.
yeah.
Hmm. Okay. What else could I do? I like this brainstorming session. Now, tasks that take time. Lesson planning. Lesson planning is very personal and, like,
Mhm.
creative process. I don't see myself using AI to lesson plan. I think that I don't I mean, I'm open to other ideas. I don't think everyone maybe feels that way, but for me and what I do, my lesson planning is very personal and creative. But I'm doing some camps this summer, okay?
Mhm.
And I wonder about brainstorming ideas for, like, extra activities, and here's my theme, and here's some of the songs I'm using, here's the age of the kids. I can see
Sure.
that as, like, a jumping off point
Mhm.
for lesson planning, those kind of those camps.
Yes. I'm
Hmm.
glad you mentioned that
Mm.
because I think that I think that could be a good use case.
Yeah.
But I also have outlined here in my notes potential traps.
Let's hear them.
And I think that what you just mentioned also could be a potential trap. And the reason I say that is because you could spend all this time brainstorming and then in the end it's really easy to go down weird rabbit holes,
Oh, yeah. Mm.
right?
Yes.
Very easy to go down weird rabbit holes where you say, "Ooh, I want to try this thing."
Uh-huh.
And then your obedient AI says, oh, great, let's do this. How about this? And then you're like, I don't know. What about this thing, changing this there? And a few backs and forths. And then you've got something that maybe lost what you originally intended it to be.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, or maybe it's something cooler. I'm not saying that like that couldn't happen,
Yeah.
but it's very easy to spend a lot of time in this brainstorming process.
Uh-huh.
And then in the end, you're like,
That's
was
not what I
this
was
a good
going
idea?
for. Yeah.
Or you have this idea at the end and you're like, okay, cool, let's run with this. But then you do have to implement it. And I mean, that's just as hard as coming up with the idea. And if the implementation just doesn't happen, then like you just spent all that time kind of creating, but never really implementing. So I think that's
Yes.
a potential trap. So yeah, I even had that on, like, it literally says on my notes, creating new processes, class offerings, lesson plans. It will give you something, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It will. But whether or not in the end that's going to be beneficial, not sure.
All right.
Use with caution, I guess.
Yes. Good advice.
Similarly, strategy help. Like, I'm having this problem, help me work through it. And then you have this dialogue, right? This dialogue back and forth. In the end, if you don't have like a real usable solution, potentially just kind of sucked up some time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yes. Okay. The rabbit hole.
yeah, thoughts on that? Because you haven't done that, right?
I have not. Mm-mm. But, just sitting here brainstorming how I could use it. I think maybe the key is being really specific in these things. Yeah. Like
Maybe.
this is my goal. This is what I want to do. I need, I mean, just off the top of my head, what I'm thinking about right now is I like to do a lot of games, like musical games.
Mhm.
So I've got a list that I love to use, but it would be great to grow it. I need games that, we are working on, triple rhythms or something like that, and see. I don't know. I don't know what's out there. So I guess being very, very specific and not going down the rabbit hole if it's not giving me what I want.
Yeah.
We'll see. I'm going to try it. I'm going to report back to you about that.
Well, my big takeaway with how we use AI in our lesson studios is that it's really easy to use AI to add, but adding isn't necessarily always going to be better.
Mm-hmm.
And I think sometimes looking at what we do and figuring out how do we subtract to make things better is sometimes more beneficial, right? Because AI will give you things to add. It'll say, oh yeah, do this. But adding more complex, not necessarily always better.
For sure. Yeah. Okay.
Are you convinced now? Are you feeling like, yes, I'm going to use AI in my business? Or are you still like, I don't know?
I feel like for what I'm using, I like it. Maybe I could use it a little more. I really like the idea of how you are training yours to give your AI your voice. And
attempting to train.
But I think that that's probably a good investment, and things are always changing and getting better. So if you're doing the work now, maybe, who knows, it'll just get better and better. Maybe. But yeah, I'm going to try a few things. I don't want to fall behind, John. I don't want to be that old person that's not. I mean, I'm not going to ask it about how many miles I have left in my tank. I'm not going to go that far. But yeah, we can streamline a few processes.
Yeah, I mean, I know people who swear by using it for therapy.
Ooh, man, we talk about rabbit holes.
Yeah.
Therapy, relationships. There's so, There's a lot
Yeah,
out
I
there.
don't know. I'm not sure I trust it enough there. I
No.
mean, but again, I know people who swear by it. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like I said, I am most interested in having it help me save time. That's what it's about, right?
Right.
That's what it comes
Right.
down
Well,
to for me.
yeah, hopefully this has been helpful. And I'll be
Yeah.
totally transparent. I don't feel like I'm not the AI guy. Yeah, I know how to use this. I feel maybe marginally like further than you are
Mm,
in this,
yeah.
where I'm still hesitant. I still question, is this usable or is it just more stuff? Is it
Yeah.
more content? Is it?
Mhm. And tell me what you think, but isn't everyone just kind of trying to figure it out? Isn't it
Mhm.
isn't that what this is? Like, as a business owner, I'm being sold stuff all the time. No one
Yeah.
is selling me like, "Here's how you use AI." And
I think it's out there,
maybe
but
just
it's like
not as
it's not it, it- it's not confirmed like, yes, this is going to be the wave of the future. I feel like
yeah.
where we are with AI right now is where the internet was in the 90s. This
Mhm.
is going to be the most amazing thing in
Sure.
the world, and maybe it is, right? Obviously, the internet did change our lives, but I think time is going to tell how AI changes our lives and how it's going to be integrated. There's a lot of push and pull at this point, like use AI for this, use AI for that. And only time's going to tell if those are going to be good use cases, I think. I don't know. I
Yep.
can't tell the future.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Well,
All
thanks.
right.
I enjoyed this.
Well, good luck and good luck to our listeners. I mean, I would definitely say anyone who's using AI in ways in their studio that they feel is amazing and fantastic. Yeah, let us know
Yeah,
because
share that.
all about talking about it. And I've been on the online groups and forums, and a lot of people are saying this is how I use it. This is what I do. And again, there's almost as many ways as you can think of to use it. You can use it.
Yeah.
I've yet to be super blown away by it, something that's game changing. It's
Mhm.
more just like, oh yeah, that's a little helpful, or yeah, this makes more content. So
Yeah.
that's where I am.
Cool. All right.
All right. Well, we'll wrap it up and we'll talk to you next time.
Sounds good. Thanks, John.
All right. Bye. If you have topic suggestions or questions, please contact us at info@rockschoolproprietor.com. We'd love to hear from you and hear suggestions for future shows. We've put together some free resources for teachers and studio owners over at rockschoolproprietor.com and a private Facebook group called The Modern Music School. Please join us over there. On social, I'm at rock.school.proprietor on Instagram and John Kazicki on both LinkedIn and Blue Sky. Your ratings and reviews on Apple Podcasts and Spotify are always appreciated. And if you enjoyed the show and gain insight from our conversation, then we count that as a win. All we ask in return is that you pay it forward and please share the show with someone you think needs to hear it.